Welcome back, guys, to another episode, Invest in Your Future. I'm your host, Coach Kenny, CEO of Corenda Group Corporation. I want to thank you guys for joining me for another episode. We're here every other Thursday, bringing on guests and people who have improved their lives by investing in their future and have done some things to be able to elevate themselves. And I bring them on the show to help other people also elevate themselves and hopefully maybe learn from their situations and their endeavors and everything they're doing. So, guys, I want to bring on two special guests. We have Kenneth Hayes and April Anderson from HK Capital Partners. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of the day. I know it's a crazy life we're living right now, but I appreciate the time you guys taking out to help us improve our lives and hopefully invest in our future. Kenneth is a principal partner over at HK Capital Partners, and April Anderson is the Chief Capital Officer. So these people are very knowledgeable when it comes to real estate and are doing major things. So I think everyone can learn. So grab your notebook, make sure you take notes, because these people are about to educate us on how they've gotten to where they are. Kenneth, I know you come from the IT background. You want to start us off just giving yourself a little introduction?
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. So local Atlanta native, man. I've been in IT for about 17 years, focused on Cisco technology. So I sold Cisco communications for years. You name it, designed it, installed it, supported the whole shebang. I kind of tell people I've got the Kanye West story. I was in college for like a year and a half, dropped out, jumped in the field, and hadn't looked back since. And yeah, I mean, like I said, Atlanta native, man, and go Dirty Birds. That's what we do. So any Patriots fans out there, I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. So.
Thank you. And April, please introduce yourself. I know you come from an investment background, but also raising funds. So she's very knowledgeable. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Yes, like you said, I'm April Anderson. My background is, surprisingly, I've been an entrepreneur. My background was basically in medical billing and coding, and I just got extremely fed up with it. It was just not my passion and my dream. But working with people and my passion of also watching money make money and leveraging money and leveraging people to obtain goals is what I found myself to be passionate about. So I ventured into the field of multi-level marketing, and I've worked with multiple multi-level marketing companies, and I've built teams of 2,000, 5,000 plus people in building businesses. And so once I learned how to leverage people, leverage time, leverage money, and then Kenneth and Kyrie came along with their real estate business, I was ready to go. And I was extremely excited about working with people and teaching people the ropes in networking and leveraging yourself to obtain your goals and to fundraise and raise money to invest in property and land, which is where the wealth is.
We're definitely going to dive heavy into that, because that's one of the knowledgeable things that a lot of people don't take advantage of, is learning how to leverage in terms of people, time, and money, obviously, and you guys got done it on a very high level. But I know you guys come from a normal job background. I just want to kind of see, how did you get to where you are, where you're investing in real estate? I mean, Kenny, how did you start in real estate? Like, what made you start edging towards real estate? Because you came from an IT background, which is totally different from real estate.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So Kyrie and I, which you'll hear Kyrie a lot, he's the managing partner of HK Capital. We had an IT company together back in 2014. So that business entrepreneurship really started back then. But my father used to talk to me about real estate and technology when I was younger, and he would always say, son, I want you to get into real estate and that sort of thing, and really learn the business of technology. So I did one out of two things. I started technology, and that was my career from early 20s up till here recently. And Kyrie and I started a company called Intercloud Solutions. So we won a big federal government contract with two other close friends of ours, and we won a big opportunity with Cisco. And we said, instead of chasing opportunities in the IT sector, we need to scale, we need to grow. So we had some things happen, and other two partners went on by their way, and Kyrie and I said, let's get into real estate. And he had his own real estate company. I had my own, started with wholesaling and rehabbing or prehabbing, kind of the light work rehab stuff. And one day, me and Kyrie, we decided to say, you know what, we did well together in business, so let's just form H&K Capital Partners. And ever since then, 2017, we push it. We started off looking at investing in a multifamily. We had a great mentor, Vinny Chopra. We learned the business, took his mastermind, his course. And, we were chasing deals down just like everybody else. And we refused to overpay for anything. And, when we start growing the team, we've got, it's basically a family business. So we've got April, we brought April in and she said, hey, if it wasn't for her, we never would have really pursued self-storage. And we just start pushing self-storage and we got our first deal done. And ever since then, we knew that was our business because it worked out.
Nice. That's a great way. Imagine the path you've taken is pretty much the ideal path. April, how did you get into real estate? Give us a little background on how you get maybe your first deal.
I got into real estate, thankfully, between Kyrie and Kenneth, because like I said, I was in team building, and I understood the concept of leveraging. I understood the concept of bringing monies together to accomplish a goal, and I also loved residual and passive residual income. I wasn't really sure how to get into real estate, and Kyrie came along and he explained, and he was like, we can use your talents for networking and bringing in investors, and I can show you the ropes. And that's exactly what they did. And I was so excited about it because it's something I always wanted to do, but I didn't actually have a doorway in. And they gave me all the literature, all the information, said, read, study, let's do this. So I teamed up. I teamed up with people that were strong in one area where I was weak, and I'm strong in one area where they were weak, and we made a great team, and we're just going for it. So once again, leveraging.
Yes, that's a great point. You guys can take from April and Kenneth. They teamed up because they knew each other's strengths and were able to multiply those skills because they brought each other's strengths and put them together to be able to launch HK Capital Partners. And also they get the advantage of leverage because everyone brings their skill set and hopefully hides their their weaknesses, but is able to still bring something to the table. And guys, nothing wrong with partnering people. I partner with so many people also just to grow myself and also get with people that are much stronger for me. Let's say for me, I'm not really a numbers guy. I mean, I'm a numbers guy, but I hate like bookkeeping, accounting, all that stuff. And I'd bring on somebody who's very analytical.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So you guys understand that's a great tool and great tip from April is partner with people that maybe are in real estate that you maybe can use their skill set or they can use your skill set to hopefully build something like these guys have built here. Great stuff, guys. I want to talk about, before we get deep into real estate, my audience is really a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people who are maybe have their first deal or have now gotten their first deal. But the biggest thing we always preach is financial literacy. I just want to guys give us like maybe a quick 30 seconds on how important financial literacy, first of all, got you where you are, but also just to be able to excel and improve yourselves and your business. Tell us a little bit about how you got to your financial literacy and also how important it is for your business.
So I think it's one of those things where, growing up, you were always taught, hey, you got to go get a job. You've got to get a college career or college degree and, in order to make money and that sort of thing and to be successful. And really understanding how the world really works. Most of the successful entrepreneurs out there are folks who didn't finish college. And I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry about that.
Okay, Kenneth has a newborn also, so he's...
Yeah, let me April, can you say that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why we're doing it. That little cry right there is the reason why we're doing it. Financial literacy is very important. I honestly feel like it should be placed in school curriculum.
100%.
As far as high school and college, because understanding how the financial world works is the key in any aspect of business that we go into. And everybody knows that 9-to-5s are not guaranteed anymore. And in 9-to-5s, you're only causing the person that you're working for to become wealthy. So in order for you to become wealthy, you have to understand how money works. You have to understand how credit works. Because really in business, it's a lot of paperwork. Many people aren't even liquid. And liquid meaning cash money. Many people are working with credit. Many people have trust funds and 401ks that we're teaching people how to turn into self-funded 401ks so that you can invest your own money. So financial literacy is not just important, it's actually the foundation. Or if you're going to build anything for yourself and for your family, it is the foundation to take it upon yourself to get books and to understand finances, understand credit, and understand how money works in this country.
You know, she couldn't said it any better. I think it's like she said, the foundation. So if you don't have a strong financial literacy background, or not even background, but at least the basics and the fundamentals, it's going to be tough for you to succeed. I mean, Kenneth is a little busy right now, but I think he'd agree. You need some kind of financial literacy basics. I mean, for me, I started with a simple book like Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it
Exactly the book I started with.
yeah, so I mean, I think a lot of people started with it, and I was not aware of these things until later on, which kind of probably hindered my early success. But once I learned it, it was easier for me to succeed and also start a business.
And
So
now that we know it, we can teach it, because I don't want my daughter to learn it late. I had to teach myself assets and liabilities, what makes you money, and what causes you to spend money. It is very important. And what depreciates, and credit. So foundational study, just to understand exactly how money works and how it can benefit you, how credit can benefit you, and how credit can hinder you.
exactly, we're in a borrowing, banking system. So you have to learn what credit is and how to make sure you have decent credit, at least to be able to get those loans. And I want to definitely transition out to real estate specifically. You're more specific for fundraising and being able to build teams. Could you give us kind of a basic outline or something other people could follow if they want to build a strong team, or if they want to maybe start maybe beginners how can they learn how to be able to raise funds or be able to gather their own capital to get started in real estate?
Okay, well then, as far as starting your own capital, that will go basically, we could offshoot from where we were just talking about financial literacy, credit, savings, and the key to any business as well is networking, syndication, which is what I do, networking, putting yourself in the arena with like-minded individuals in the field that you want to go into. So if you're dealing with real estate and land, putting yourself in those arenas, different events, different podcasts, things of that nature, people who have already invested or understand investing, or studying investing yourself so that you can explain it to people. I found it easier, not easier, but I found it a good transition for me because, like I said, I was already in team building, and multi-level marketing is all about building a team where you can benefit from like you don't benefit unless you help the person, for lack of better words, under you benefit. So once you remove the selfishness for it and understand what your purpose is, and your purpose is to build and to help others, it would be extremely beneficial to you to teach, to network, to team up with good people that find great deals when numbers make sense, so investors feel safe. So investors can feel as safe as possible investing with you because numbers don't lie. So I found it really easy once I got a good team who understood numbers and made good deals. And I introduced people, like-minded people who were interested in investing and interested in, like I said, changing their 401ks to self-fund it and being able to take their own money that they worked hard for to invest. You find like-minded people, and it just becomes, I'm out of lost words, but it's just like it's a good cycle of networking. And maybe you could jump in, Kenneth, and help me.
Yeah, it's a common goal for success overall. Right?
Thank you. Give me the words.
Right, and that's part of our mission. Again, I apologize. I'm with the little princess here, but one of our purpose of this company is for generational wealth, right? And as we talk more, and as your audience finds more and learns more about us, the whole success of this organization is for the next generation of leaders, right? April and I are working on a program or mentorship program right now where we want to find kids in like the city of Atlanta or south side of Atlanta, that sort of thing, who are interested in entrepreneurship in the first place. But, they don't know how to fund their business. They don't understand how to start a business. They don't know, to start a business, you don't really need that much. The key to your business is success and relationships. So, for us coming in and, offering an opportunity for them to get into the business of real estate, we teach them the foundation of, hey, this is how you start your business. This is how you network. This is how you talk to brokers. This is how you get funding. Because when you think about it, outside of real estate, you still have to have those same principles, and you still have to have those basic understandings and knowledge on how to start a business anyway. So it kind of works well. So, we're very passionate about that. And me growing up from humble beginnings, I was with my parents when we lost everything. We were homeless, and my dad used to work for a huge airline company back in the 80s, well, actually the 60s up to the 80s, early 90s, and we lost everything. And him and my mom had to rebuild. So, my father told me, I would never want you to put your family through what I put y'all through. And ever since then, at the age of 11, that always stuck in the back of my mind. And with this whole vision and what we went through, I want to make sure that other folks don't go through what I went through or what other people have gone through, because the keys to wealth is really knowledge and relationships at the end of the day. You just got to know what to go after.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, those are so many great points. I mean, one of the biggest things is real estate is a people business.
Mm-hmm.
Like real estate, first of all, there's the buildings, but the buildings don't do anything if you don't have anybody rent it, anybody loan to it, it's a people business. So you have to actually go meet certain people, go meet as many people as you can. Great point from Kenny and April. And if you don't, I mean, it's gonna be tough for you to succeed. It's gonna be very tough for you. That's why we network. Actually, I met Kenneth through a call, because it's you meet people and you find that you're maybe on the same page, the same wavelength, and you actually can go together and maybe start a business. And great. I feel like one of the most important parts I want to definitely talk about is the importance of debt, because you wouldn't be able to grow if you're just waiting for cash. So April, if you could tell us a little bit on how a beginner can start to be able to leverage debt and maybe leverage the credit that they have to be able to start something.
Well, I'm gonna let Kenneth take that, because that's where he came in and helped me learn as far as leveraging debt. And when we pooled our investors together and invested the money that we invested, Kenneth and Kyrie took the reign on that one.
Yeah. So and I have a problem taking that. Yep. So for us, how we structured our first deal, we April and I, and actually it was an entire team effort of raising that capital to get the first deal done. And I think we had almost 500,000 soft commitments, folks that wanted to partner with us on the deal. And then when COVID hit, got scared. So luckily for us, structuring our deal, like on this deal, we did an 80-20 split. So we raised about, I think 25% or so down on that deal. And our LPs, 80% of the equity and 20% going back to the partners in the management. But at the end of the day, it was so important because, again, it falls back to the relationships. Folks, saw this small little company from Atlanta and was like, okay, these guys are small, but they're trustworthy because, again, the relationships. So when we go apply for financing for the property, the former owner of the property had a relationship with the bank, a really good relationship with the bank that actually we did business with as well, and how we were able to leverage that relationship to get good terms on our debt. So again, it was a small town bank. We had a great rapport with the owners, and the owners vouched for us to the bank, and it worked out well. So.
And during the pandemic, quite a few of people who were interested in the beginning pulled out.
Yep. And
so we got extremely nervous, but we kept pushing and we kept doing our research, and we found that during a recession or during financial hardships, when a country is in financial hardships, that self-storage investing was either third or fourth in safe investments during that time. So once we shared that information, did a lot more webinars for a lot more people, we were able to salvage just enough investors who understood, saw the vision, saw the numbers. The property came in with equity.
Yeah,
it was a good deal. Period. Good times or bad times economically, it was a good, solid deal.
Yeah,
we were able to pull it out at the last minute. And like Kenneth said, our relationship with the banks as well, because of the owner, we built a good relationship with the owner. We were able to also get a good relationship with a small town bank.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback off the equity gain, I mean, when we had the property appraised, the property appraised for $600,000, right? And when we financed that deal, I think it was either 545 or 560-ish, somewhere around there. Yeah. So, went in that with a positive, in our investors, year one, 11% cash on cash right off the rip. So And it's just going to get better and better. And as we continue to plan and grow with this, we're going to do expansion on the property, which is going to increase the cash on cash, the value of the property. And, everybody that trusted us from the beginning are going to go with us with the long ride, in this thing with the long ride at the end of the day. So, the importance of leveraging debt and equity, again, having that perfect balance, having that relationship, being able to underwrite your numbers, be very conservative, being able to, have the vision clear as day will make the deal work at the end of the day.
Also, I have to share this, a very important key, being patient, because we went through a lot of deals.
Yeah, we did.
We underwrote a lot of deals before we settled on one and before one fit and worked for us and what we needed to do and what we were able to manage. So being patient, being conservative on your numbers, and being consistent.
Agreed.
It's so crucial. It's so crucial, you guys. I hope you guys learning from April and Kenneth here on how to be able to, first of all, leverage relationships and people that you have around you to be able to get great debt on great rates and locally also, but then also how to leverage buying deals properly, so that way you have built-in equity. That way you're already winning when you come in the deal. That's excellent stuff. That's the way you should look at deals. One of my mentors says you should never buy the first 100 deals.
Right.
Which is so crazy to think about. You're like, wait, what? He said, never buy the first 100 deals.
I can see that.
Which is, that means you have to do analyzing. April talked about, you have to go through a lot of deals to find that one that actually makes sense. Because to be honest, actually, I'd say 80-90% of stuff out there is garbage or overpriced. Yeah. So you have to figure out a way to make sure you find those gems in there. And I appreciate that, guys, because a lot of people are buying wrong and they end up losing the property, losing their credit, losing their down payment, everything, because they decided to rush into the deal because they thought it's a great deal. So you have to make sure you do your numbers.
And to piggyback off what you were saying, I'm sorry, April, my bad. That is so true, because when Kyrie and I first started the company, we literally walked through hundreds of multifamily opportunities. When we start pursuing our self-storage venture, we probably walked like, how many, April? I think it was like 2 or 3 before we got this. Yeah.
No, you talking about self-storage? No, we went through what, 20?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
You were sending NOIs left and right. And what I was going to say next after that as well is pay attention to the books. Pay attention to the numbers, because when people are trying to get a deal sold, they will cook the books. They will add things in. We had a gentleman one time, he had us looking at a property. He told us it was 80 or 90% occupied. When we really delved down into the books, we found out that majority of the units he rented himself with his own thing. So once he sold it to us and moved out, the occupancy would have dropped to like 40-something%. And it was just little things like that make all the difference in the world, in how you have to pay attention to detail and how you have to be patient and how you have to not be afraid to just let a deal go and move on to the next one.
Exactly.
Yes. Kenny, I know you wanted to mention something also.
Oh, no. Like she said, it was 20-something odd deals. We traveled different states to look at deals. Like we went from Georgia to Alabama. We found one really nice one in Alabama, but we'll visit.
We're still gonna get that one.
We're still on out. And even when I would go with my wife to Florida, where her family is, I'd go and walk deals down there too, and just take a look and just see if the property makes sense for us to even go down there and look in that market as well. So I'm my team knows that I don't believe in taking time off until there's a 1,000 versions of me, 1,000 versions of April, 1,000 versions of Kyrie running our business. So that way we can look at scaling and growing, the educational side of the business and empowering folks that, look like us, or folks that are, may come from humble beginnings, but, that's still trying to figure a way out. Because my perspective on grit is getting it done no matter what. But be smart, have a healthy balance in your life, but get it done, because you have a bigger purpose in life. And that's the reason why we don't stop. We will go from state to state for a great deal.
Kenneth is our visionary. This our visionary.
I can hear it. Actually, I want to dive in deep, because I know you guys are in self-storage. Could you give us a little bit on your tactics in terms of what kind of market you guys looking for specifically? I mean, what kind of metrics are you looking for? Are you looking for population growth? Are you looking at the competition? Could you give us a little bit in terms of what area and specific locations are you kind of towards, and which ones are you stay away from?
Yeah, so definitely stay away from the metro Atlanta or the metro areas, the metro cities right now, because again, you've got your REITs in there, like your Easy Storage, Extra Space, U-Haul, those sort of things. So we focus on secondary and tertiary markets. We look at populations, median household income, 45,000 and above. And it also depends on that too. I mean, it depends on the numbers and how the property is performing as well. If there's an opportunity for expansion. But we look for population growth within the last 2-3 years, and really just where the jobs are. We as of right now with the pandemic that's going on now, we're taking a look at all right, let's how this market is recovering from the COVID cases to has the job growth picked up since all this stuff has happened. So there's a lot of things that go into play before we put an LOI, out for a deal and go on a contract. Now with with COVID and everything, but mainly just same best practices most folks use when they're looking for deals. We implement that as well, but we do take in consideration of the local economy there, especially with this pandemic that's going on.
We also have noticed that we are enjoying mom and pop brand self-storage because a lot of times the families are tired or ready to get out of it, or a husband is passed and a wife is running it. Kyrie and Kenneth are from IT backgrounds, so our value add is automating the place, taking somewhere like our one place had a cash box, taking it and putting it online, allowing people to pay online, bringing in security cameras, putting up security gates. So our niche is to go into small towns. We like properties that are near militaries. Like our last couple of properties we looked at were by a military site. The one we just purchased is near military, which is very good for self-storage. And we're able to go in and add value by automating them and bringing them up to date.
Yep. Nice. Those are great tools, guys. You guys should use to be able to find hopefully your own little self-storage if you want to start. Great metrics in terms of population growth, certain salary, and then also you want to stay away from the high level competition and get into the mom and pops who can maybe are not using the whole property correctly, or maybe haven't raised their prices in a long time, where you can always obviously increase that value add when you do that, when you come into the property. I love that. I love the model, man. That's why I'm actually very attracted now to self-storage. I'm going to talk to Kenneth in the future about it. I wanted to ask, because I know we're coming here to the end, what financial tools do you guys use to do, let's say, market research, or even on the bank side? Is there certain tools you guys use that help you guys flourish through deals, or source deals, or maybe calculate future NOI and stuff like that? Is there any certain tools you guys use?
So from a financial standpoint, that's more of a Kyrie question. So Kyrie's role in the company is CFO, and he handles all the underwriting and that sort of thing. So when we are looking at our deals, feasibility studies are very important because it gives us an overall outlook of the competition, what's going to happen here in the next 2 or 3 years, those type of projections. We rely on, and with us being, owner operators, we talk to fellow owner operators as well, just kind of see, how has the market been for you guys? So that way we can kind of project, okay, what our rates are going to be, that sort of thing. And just pay attention to a lot of publications. We're part of the Georgia Self-Storage Association. So, we're networking with a lot of folks there. And really just, watching the market, having broker relationships actually helps as well, because they have access to like CoStar and those sort of things, we use various different tools, but a lot of those tools have really saved us from buying bad deals. So I'll tell anybody, listen, relationships, understanding your market, spend some time, don't be cheap, get the feasibility study, because it will tell you exactly what's going to happen. What's happened in the past, currently, and future predictions as well. So in the self-storage business, but again, like multifamily as well, leverage your brokers. And do your own research. Drive out to the community. Go down to that market. Spend a day or so out there. Just look at the competition, look at the properties around you, kind of get your own perspective.
Absolutely.
That's great. That's excellent advice. Excellent advice. I mean, you guys should be doing that anyways if you want to be in the real estate game. That should be your daily hobby, your daily thing, which is go look at properties, even properties that are out of your certain criteria. Just to get price range and get different, different numbers in your head, so that way you can compare, not apples to apples, but maybe apples to oranges, and see if you're getting a good value for the property you're trying to buy, or maybe properties that are around the area to see if you're overpaying. Those are things that you should be looking at on a constant basis. And I look at also, and Mike, Kenneth, and April always look at the numbers also, make sure the numbers add up to what they are. She said people are trying to rip you off by inflating the rents or inflating the occupancy, which can really kill your deal when you end up buying it. So make sure you do the proper feasibility studies, but also look at the books and make sure the numbers make sense. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Just wrapping up here. Any books or resources or anything that you guys want to that you guys use, or anything you want to extend to people that that they could use to improve themselves? Any books or references, or even your mentors? I mean, anything that you guys suggest to people to be able to excel, hopefully investing in themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead. I was say, I know you're a big Grant Cardone fan.
And yeah, you know me and Grant, we go way back. So, Grant still owe me a flight on that jet he bought. So,
okay.
I got to go down to Miami and tell him to bring the whole team. But yeah, for me, one of the biggest, the most inspiring books for me is The 4-Hour Work Week. That book it opened your eyes to what freedom is. You know what I'm saying? Getting away from that 9 to 5. And once you understand what your passion is and you turn that to a level of entrepreneurship, that gives you the roadmap and the blueprint on how to be, free, right? Because again, when you're working 9 to 5, you're almost have that bondage type of, not really type of mindset, but you're locked in to someone's time clock. And so, having that book on that 9 to 5, you'll see that, hey, this is taking a lot of my energy, a lot of my time. So, it will motivate you to raise that scale up for that freedom. And so I'll tell anybody, get that book, pay attention to podcasts like the one that you have, very informative. Vinny Chopra was our multifamily mentor, and we actually apply a lot of his best practice and principles, even our self-storage business, because it's all relevant. Let's see, what else? Grant Cardone's Real Estate Investing book was a great book.
Got it, yep.
And for me, from a spiritual standpoint, I rely on the Bible. It keeps me calm, it keeps me focused. And there's times where sometimes I get restless, but Book of Proverbs keeps me grounded. And I mean that's mainly it for me. I'm pretty sure there's other books, but I know those are my top.
My top are How to Win and Influence People,
Love
and
it.
the ABCs of Customer Service. Mm-hmm. Because of Kyrie and Kenneth, I'm delving more into real estate reading, but I've always been a study of people.
Yeah.
And so I really love relationship building and customer service building and understanding the psyche and how to speak to people and how you can say something 2 different ways and bring somebody in or push somebody away. So building relationships, people relationships reading, and self-help reading as well, self-awareness books as well for yourself to understand yourself better too have been books that I am drawn to.
Also too, Toastmasters is a great resource. When you're presenting your deals, when you are talking about the business, when you're talking about just anything in general, when you're selling yourself to maybe a broker or whatever, Toastmasters will help you unlock a lot of things about yourself you really didn't know. So if you have fears about talking in front of people, like I do, believe it or not, but Toastmasters is a great resource to kind of get you over that barrier of being able to talk to people. So highly recommend it. There's some Toastmasters events that's coming up here that the whole team is going to attend here soon in the near future, but highly recommend Toastmasters.
And Richest Man in Babylon too, that's a really good one.
Great books, great references, great stuff. I mean, I hope you guys are taking notes. I have all those books and I've read them multiple times. I love the 4-Hour Work Week. I love, 7 highly selective books though. Make sure you read the ones that help you, not just the ones that just feed, give you garbage. Like you need to make sure it's something that's feeding your mind. Thank you guys. I want to say thank you to April for taking the time. I want to say thank you, Kenny, from HK Capital Partners, who are doing big things down in Atlanta. I want to thank you guys. How can guys reach out to you guys? Just one last note.
Oh, hkcapital.net is our website. We are also on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, HK Capital, and we will be opening up our investor list really soon, moving on to the next property. So please, please reach out if you're interested in learning, if you're interested in investing, and if you're interested in being part of a great team.
Great stuff, guys. I thank you guys. First of all, guys, I hope you guys took notes. If you didn't take, rewind and listen to this podcast again. These guys broke down on how to get banking relationships, how to build relationships, and use leverage, debt, and other people in time to be able to grow yourself. Kenneth is trying to grow a company with thousands of employees. April's raising millions of dollars for people to be able to buy those deals. Guys, take the time to improve yourselves by using the resources they provided you guys, from Toastmasters to books to networking to everything. They gave you the whole recipe. All you have to do is just implement it. Guys, Kenneth, I want to say thank you for your time. April, I want to thank you guys for your time. And guys, if you guys get a chance to do business with them, hkcapitalpartners.net. You can reach out to them. I'll put all your show notes, all your contacts in the show notes. Guys, you have a great time. I'll see you guys at the top. And Kenneth and April, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.